am the Irish guy, and right, Premier League Gameweek 14. Let's see what happened then. Right, let's go. Newcastle 1, Man United 0. Manchester United, what is the point? What is the point anymore? I called it. This was one of the most predictable outcomes. I knew Newcastle would be getting the win because they are a far better team than Man United. Sure, the scoreboard reads 1-0, Anthony Gordon with the tap-in winner. Identical to what happened against Arsenal last month. But again, this could have been 3 or 4-0. I'm going to give Erik ten Hag a little credit because on Man United's last 2 visits to this ground, the team have been let off the hook. They escaped with respectable-ish 2-0 and 1-0 losses, when in reality, Newcastle could have beaten them 5-0 twice in a row. Make no mistake about it, Eddie Howe has humiliated Ten Hag in this stadium twice in a row now. Seeing them absolutely destroy Man United with ease, it almost makes you think, how are Newcastle not the League Cup champions? I know, it's because Man United had an informed Casemiro and Marcus Rashford on the pitch. The former has since become a bloated potato who's probably sitting at home looking at Saudi brochures with his wife, while the other one, I mean, this is a massive proponent for children getting free lunches, right? Well, maybe we need to question your diet, Marcus, because I'm not sure whether he's decided to guzzle down undercooked spaghetti in the morning because he's now playing every single match, looking like he desperately needs a poo. But I'm not going to pick on Rashford, even though he was abysmal. This was the story of 2 Anthonys. One was Gordon, who, let's be real, is a winger of limited talent, but has the work rate and heart of a 19th century miner. No, not the miners that get Sigurdsson into trouble. No, the ones down the bottom of a cave, just spending 21 hours a day grafting in a black pit filled with coal and skeletons. Gordon has no more natural star quality than Stuart Downing. Do you know how easy it would have been for Gordon's confidence to have been crushed like a cauliflower under a bus? He was literally chased out of his boyhood Everton at 20 years of age. He had fat, angry scousers literally banging on his car.
You're not fit to wear the shit! You're not fit to wear the shit!
He rocks up at Newcastle, and everybody had written him off after 6 months. He had stupid gargoyles like me publicly slamming him for being a flop who didn't belong. But I'm sorry, 6 goals and 5 assists in 20 matches. Shut me up now! Now for the opposite, Anthony. Martial. Oh goodness me, what a joke. Lads, I remember when Man United were battered 4-0 by Everton in April 2019. It was an absolute car crash, rock bottom mess. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer puffed out his chest and promised that some of those disgraces in a Manchester United shirt would never represent the club again. It was a lie. It's 4.5 years later and 5 of those weasels who let down the club at Goodison Park just started at St. James's Park. I was sure Martial would be the first one out the door, but no, they couldn't get rid because 3 months earlier, they had given him a 5-year deal worth £250,000 a week. What? Purely because he scored in the Manchester Derby the previous week. Is that literally it? £250,000 a week. He becomes a millionaire every single month? No wonder he hasn't left. After failing out on loan at Sevilla, the most anyone is going to pay him is what? 60 grand a week? So yeah, I mean, the club chairman could probably threaten to eat Martial's mum in a pie. They could get a gang of 12-year-olds to egg his house 9 times a week. They could literally tell him that for every day he chooses to spend in Manchester, they will throw a helpless orphan out the 5th window of a council flat. No. This selfish ogre would still refuse to leave. But it's your own fault. £250,000 a week? He hoodwinked all of you. The season he earned that contract, it was the 5th season of his Man United career, and he wound up with 23 goals in all competitions, 17 in the league. That is quality. Since then, he scored 12 Premier League goals. 12. Since lockdown, 12. And 0 in La Liga. Embarrassing. Lads, it's funny. When Newcastle were taken over in 2021, I thought Martial would be an incredible marquee buy for the club. Their very own version of Robinho at Man City. In my eyes, a front three of Alan Saint-Maximin, Callum Wilson, and Anthony Martial would have been electric. Yeah, it shows that I've got the brains of a beef sandwich because Martial is the opposite of what Eddie Howe wants. As a footballer, he's a coward. He's your typical Instagram footballer. Bags of talent. If he cared, if he even had the desire of an Anthony Gordon, he could be at the level of a Mo Salah. I mean, what player were you more excited about in 2015? He had a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract. I mean, come on. Even though Wayne Rooney didn't know who he was the original Kylian Mbappe. Lads, Martial's contract is up in the summer. And yeah, we'll probably sign for someone like Galatasaray on a free. But that will mean he'll have been at this club for 9 years. 1 year off a testimonial. Back when this club had standards, it was hard to remain at Old Trafford for that long. Ruud van Nistelrooy was one of the best goal scorers in football history. And he was only allowed 5 seasons at Old Trafford before being moved on. This is Martial's 9th. I'm going to say this. Giving him that fresh mega deal in 2019 is the worst contract decision this club has ever made. Ever. Nothing has changed at Old Trafford. Not since that 4-0 loss at Everton. This club is still spineless on the road. Anytime Erik ten Hag takes his team to a squad in the top half of the league, they lose. without fail. It is unacceptable. Ten Hag is a man who played beautiful, stunning football at Ajax. With Donny van de Beek in midfield, by the way. But here at Old Trafford, he is just the latest in a string of frightened bunny rabbits, trying to look tough as Manchester United boss. Jose Mourinho is the only guy since Fergie who looked like he belonged at this club. You need a certain personality to be Man United boss, so don't you dare recommend Kieran McKenna from Ipswich Town, because he'd get rolled over as well. And yeah, so honestly, Man United, awful. By the way, lads, if you think I'm talking facts here, then hit that subscribe button, trying to get to 184,000 subscribers. If we could do that today, it would be absolutely insane. I think my brain might just burn. Anyway, if you could hit that subscribe button, you'd be an absolute legend. Back into the video. Man City 3, Tottenham 3. This is Tottenham, lads. Football heritage. Spurs fans have been freaking out over the last month because it looked like their Christmas was about to be spoiled after repeatedly losing games since James Maddison's injury. Then yeah, it did look a bit like the Grinch and just crawled down their chimney and chopped up their bedbound grandma with an axe. But lads, this is Spurs. Tottenham are not a club who should be competing for Premier League titles. No, Spurs should always be an adventurous, brave team who go out there and try and play fast-paced, exciting, beautiful football and getting nutty 3-3 draws away at the treble winners. In a match where they realistically could have been thumped 6-1, this is Spurs. The most typical Tottenham season I've ever seen in my life was 07-08, where yeah, under Juande Ramos, they finished 11th in the league, but they had crazy games, like a 4-4 draw at home with Aston Villa, or a stupid 6-4 win over Reading on Boxing St. Stephen's Day. They had another 4-4 draw at home to Chelsea. They spanked Arsenal 5-1 in the League Cup semi-final. That season was Tottenham to a T. Well, except the fact they actually won a cup, and this was more of the same. Fair play to Postecoglou. This guy never shies away from his identity. Spurs are like that weird emo kid at school, the one who doesn't conform to the dress code, and yeah, turns up to maths class with bright pink hair, shaved eyebrows, and a tattoo of a dead sheep on his neck. No matter how much people try and change Spurs, try and tell them that they can't play that naively away at Etihad, oh, it just seems to spur them on. Make no mistake about it, Man City could have crushed them like a bug in the first half. Postecoglou just had to rely on the fact that Erling Haaland played like he had wrong shoes on his wonky feet. This was a strange game. Son and Min had managed to score at both ends before the first 10 minutes. Phil Foden sticks City 2-1 up. Giovanni Lo Celso pops up with a bang and an equalizer with just 20 minutes left. Then Jack Grealish taps in the winner before doing a knee slide in front of the camera and looking a bit like some crazy psychopath who's got children locked in his fridge. But then Dejan Kulusevski heads in a 90th minute equalizer, which sort of vindicates and justifies Postecoglou, setting his team up to be so damn naive. Little Red Riding Hood wasn't as naive as him, and she couldn't tell the difference between her own grandma and a wolf in drag. How dirty must the Arsenal fans have felt celebrating that Kulusevski goal? They must have instantly felt sad inside, as if they just cheated on their beloved wife with their fat cousin. You know, the one who eats burgers for breakfast and has a mouthful of rotting teeth that haven't been brushed since Shane Ward was in the charts. Man City versus Tottenham love a 4-3 thriller. Not only in 2019, but in 2004 too, when City came back from 3-0 down to knock Spurs out of the FA Cup, back when City had the financial clout of a homeless frog. But people at City are screaming, absolutely furious, because in the last minute, referee Simon Hooper gave Haaland a free kick in his own half instead of playing advantage, as he had played the ball over the top for Jack Grealish to run onto. Lads, relax. Yeah, it was a horrendous decision, but I am sorry. If that was a ball played through for a peak Michael Owen, or even a 25-year-old Theo Walcott, or a Jermaine Defoe, strikers blessed with insane rapid pace, so yeah, would have absolutely tore down on goal and probably finished the chance. Yeah, fine, then complain. But Grealish is a slow, plump weasel. Who on earth thought he would have actually scored that chance? He's no more quicker than a hapless granddad running for the bus. He was, what, 35 yards from goal? Not only would Ben Davies have caught him with ease, but even if some minor miracle occurred where the Welsh defender had slipped or stubbed his toe on the grass, I have zero confidence in Grealish to score a one-on-one, as I hope Grealish's pathetic numbers in a City shirt sort of give Raheem Sterling a lot more credit, because people always say about Sterling,
Oh, he's got inflated numbers. Anyone would score bucket loads in this City team. All he does is tap in at the back post.
yeah, how many goals has Grealish tapped into the back post then? Grealish has netted 12 goals in 104 Manchester City games. Sterling was scoring hat-tricks in FA Cup finals, and people just reacted to that as if it was nothing. I don't think Grealish could do that. Jude Bellingham is another child from Birmingham who cost over £100 million. Yeah, he's got 15 goals in 17 games for Real Madrid. It's nearly 3 years since Grealish's £100 million move, and he still hasn't scored 10 Premier League goals for City. Not just in one season, but of all of them combined. Sterling hit double digits every single season at the Etihad. His end of season goal returns: 11, 10, 23, 25, 31, 14, 17. Put some respect on Sterling's name. Everyone likes to pretend he's just the English Jesus Navas, but Grealish, if I was a City fan, I would have had about as much confidence in him to score as I would for the I'm Legend sequel not to suck. Nottingham Forest 0, Everton 1. Play the clip!
Nottingham Forest 0, Everton 1. I'll go 1-0 Everton win. Dominic Calvert-Lewin bullet header. Just you wait and see.
Yes! This is my 100% prediction right! So I don't need to do this video in a rubbish bin filled with milk. But the Toffees are still in the relegation zone, so... let's just get this over with. Please let this one be the last time! Yuck! Lads, am I some sort of freak? Don't answer that, but I do feel like I have some genius tendencies in my blood because I always get one score and I 100% correct every single week. Without fail, the streak continues. This time, I'm actually predicting that the Toffees got a 1-0 win at Forest. No, it wasn't a Calvert-Lewin bullet header. It was an absolutely sizzling Dwight McNeil half volley, showing Van Persie's technique. But lads, Everton are going to be absolutely fine. A 10-point deduction, and yet they're only 2 points away from safety. This was their 6th away win of the season in all competitions. Everton on the road are dangerous. Lads, we need some Dyche appreciation, because if it weren't for that stupid 10-point deduction, then the Toffees would be above Chelsea in December, sitting 11th in the league and just 7 points off Europe. I knew Everton would be fine, nowhere near the relegation zone, and yet I've still had to pour milk over my face 7 different times. This isn't fair. Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 2. Lads, I wasn't too far away with this prediction. I said the Bournemouth would win 3-2. I was close. I've been saying this for weeks, for months. The Cherries are good. They're a good football team. And Tony Iraola is a brilliant manager. Can you imagine if the board would have panicked and given him the boot last month? What, replace him with Frank Lampard? It would have made about as much sense as the directors of Harry Potter choosing to sack Daniel Radcliffe after the 4th film to replace him with Dermot O'Leary off the telly. It would have made 0 sense. If I saw that creep pretending to wear a school uniform, I'd probably phone the police. Lads, Antoine Semenyo ran the Villa defense ragged. Someone who was one of the surprise packages of the season. Lads, I didn't think this Ghana international forward was any good. I mean, it was a non-event when he linked up with Sunderland in League One back in their Netflix days. But now at 23, this Chelsea-born winger is absolutely dangerous. And you know what? I am happy that Villa stuck with Leon Bailey. This is the month for Baileys. And yeah, he was an absolute Jamaican wing wizard at Bayer Leverkusen, but mostly looked like an absolutely disappointing chicken meatball under Steven Gerrard. I thought he was going to be tossed away like poison scrambled egg in the summer by Unai Emery. But no, Emery is instead trusted his talent, and yeah, he's still around to be able to score solo wonder goals like he did on Saturday. But again, Bournemouth were brilliant and we're seconds away from the win. But Ollie Watkins had to ruin everything. Burnley 5, Sheffield United 0. Pathetic. Absolute disgrace. Paul Heckingbottom is getting sacked. Good. What did this guy expect? Imagine traveling to Burnley, the team who were at bottom of the league, and you concede 5. This was practically a must-not-lose match. And yeah, Sheffield United goalie Wes Fotheringham wasn't able to keep a clean sheet for more than 15 seconds. What? Is he a serial bedwetter? It was horrible. I predicted this to be a 1-1 draw, with Koleosho and McBurney scoring. I was half right. Look at Koleosho did score his first Burnley goal, but McBurney was sent off for 2 stupid elbows on Dara O'Shea. It's just me who thinks this massive beanpole McBurney. He's always struck me he's got the IQ of dog vomit. Listen, Burnley were brilliant and looked exactly like they did last season in the Championship. And Vince Kompany actually putting off Burnley's first ever Premier League win by 5 goals is magnificent, but the Blades are in danger of being the worst Premier League team of all time. 5 points from 14 games. This was their second 5-0 defeat of the season. And don't forget the 8-0 battering at home. They are an absolute disgrace. Heckingbottom has come out and said that the board has been making financial decisions instead of footballing ones, and that he'd rather have not lost the players he did in the summer. Make no mistake about it, Paul. If you had kept Element Ndiaye and Sander Berg and Billy Sharp, who's no longer wanted in America, you'd still be bottom, as you have got the managerial ability of a squash chocolate pie. Chris Wilder is going to be given the job, but lads, the last time he was in charge, the Blades picked up 2 points from the first 17 games. He was even worse. They didn't get a win until mid-January. Does anybody have confidence in him to save the day? No, he's like a blind Batman. Yeah, Daredevil can do it without eyes. Batman would probably get hit by a bus. Heckingbottom and Wilder, from their last 55 Premier League games combined in charge of Sheffield United, they have taken 28 points from a possible 165. Do you know how hideous that is? Get Wilder in all you want, but all he's doing is just finishing the job from 2021. He's finally going to actually experience relegation from the Premier League. Liverpool 4, Fulham 3. Wow, wow, wow. What just happened here? This is going to go down as one of the most historically bonkers games in Jurgen Klopp's tenure. It reminded me of January 2016 when Adam Lallana scored a 95th minute winner at Carrow Road in that weird 5-4 win at Norwich, in a game where Jurgen Klopp lost his glasses at full time. Lads, the Reds scored 4 goals here, which are all contenders for goal of the month. It was just 4 absolute bangers. Okay, to be fair, Trent Alexander-Arnold's free kick was actually a Bert Leno own goal, but Alexis McAllister winds up and belts in a stupendous volley into Leno's top corner from 30 yards out. That goal was almost a carbon copy of Thomas Rosicky against USA at the 2006 World Cup. Does anyone remember that strike? because that's what McAllister did. Listen, Liverpool were pretty hopeless at the back, and this was 10 minutes away from being the worst afternoon of Queeving Kelleher's life, lads. Conceding 3 goals up to Fulham is not good enough, and letting Bobby De Cordova-Reid stick the Cottagers 3-2 up with just 10 minutes left. I'm sure there was a huge chunk of Liverpool fans who stormed out the ground. For those who did, for those who only heard the last 2 goals from the car park, they must have, spent the rest of the day banging their head against the fridge. It must feel like choosing to go to the bathroom before the epic twist reveal in The Sixth Sense. Because Wataru Endo pops up with a wonderful 25-yard finish into the top bins, and then Alexander-Arnold pops up unmarked just inside the box. He takes a bouncy ball on the chest, composes himself before rifling an absolute half-volley thunderbolt into the bottom bins for an absolutely stadium-rocking winner. Yeah, McAllister's goal was like Brzezinski, but that was a Steven Gerrard finish. Same celebration too. Lads, it is time to shove Trent into midfield. I'm sorry, but he is a victim of the modern era. This is a man who belongs in 2003. Back in an age where everyone played 4-4-2, this man is your traditional right winger who pumps in 50-yard crosses from deep. Lads, if David Beckham existed as a player in modern times, not only would he be paid £500,000 a week, but does anybody think that this Hollywood pretty boy would be playing at right back? No. He will be playing in central midfield and to a very high level as a number 8. This is what Trent should be doing. He is wasted at right back. Chelsea 3, Brighton 2. You know what? Fair play to Chelsea. I thought they were going to be absolutely destroyed by Brighton in their home, but no. Despite having 10 men for the entire second half, they still squeaked a 3-2 win. Conor Gallagher is a lucky boy, though, because this was not the first time he's been sent off in the first half of Stamford Bridge. He did exactly that when Thomas Tuchel was at the wheel, and Chelsea had to scrap and fight for a 1-goal win over Leicester. And here he is again, collecting yellows as if they were Pokemon cards. He's lucky Chelsea were able to win without him again. Whilst he was having an angry shower before half-time, choking on mouthfuls of shampoo. But yeah, Enzo Fernandez scores 2. Levi Colwill heads to the goal against his former club. Although the latest Brighton whiz kid Facundo Bayanotte scores a stunner, but I am sorry. In the final minute, with the Seagulls pressing for an equalizer, the referee is told by VAR to check the monitor for a possible penalty after the ball struck Colwell in the head. So when people say VAR is ruining the game, like the commentator said in this actual match, no. If it weren't for VAR, this match would have ended Craig Pawson's career as a ref. Arsenal 2, Wolves 1. Lads, how? How did Wolves survive without an absolute battering here? Arsenal, there's a team who were 5-0 up at half-time in a Champions League match last week. And here, Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard have them 2 goals up after just 13 minutes. And then they massively take their foot off the gas, just sit back, protect their lead, and yeah, no more goals. Instead, it was just Matthias Cunha ruining David Rea's clean sheet with a late finish. This one reminded me of the opening day of the season when the Gunners were in control, 2-0 up at halftime against Nottingham Forest, cruising to all 3 points. Or Taiwo Owani scores a counter-attack goal in the final 10 minutes to cause the fans to have sweaty bums. The Gunners are giving their home fans a needlessly scary final 10 minutes, and they need to start putting these bottom half Premier League sludge fodder clubs to the sword, because otherwise one day a comfy 2-0 is going to turn into a dreadful, late, chaotic 2-2 draw, which might just fry Arteta's brain like a burnt egg McMuffin. Brentford 3, Luton Town 1. I was close. I said Luton would lose 2-1 at Brentford. Nah, it was 3-1 after Shannon Baptiste just had to get into the act. But yeah, good Brentford win, I guess. West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 1. I don't know, I didn't see the game. Was it any good? Anyway, that's it. Let me know what do you think. Let me know in the comments what did you think of this game week. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give a like, subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.